Hello, you're watching James. My name's James, you're watching me, and I'm talking about watches. Well, last night I was wearing two of my watches, not at the same time, at two different periods throughout the night. One was a watch from AliExpress and one was one of my Seikos. And I noticed that the lume between the two were both very good. And then it made me start to think about what is the lume differences like between the different types of watches that are out there. And I thought, well, I've got quite a good range of watches in my collection at the moment. What I might do is pick 4 watches from my collection which have completely different backgrounds, and I might just test the lume out on each of them and put that side by side in a video. Now, I have picked the best lume from the best categories that I have in my collection and tried to make it a little bit diverse. So I'm going to put my Seiko Samurai, which is known to have really good lume, into this comparison. I'm going to put my Longines Hydro Conquest, which I also know has very good lume. It has a very different background to the Seiko as well, being a Swiss watch and being a slightly more sort of luxury style watch. And then I have a watch representing from MicroBrands, that being my Hamtun Nanook, and I thought this has really nice BGW9 lume in it as well, and it would be nice to see what a MicroBrand is able to put forth compared to the bigger brands like a Swiss brand and like a Japanese brand. And then of course I want to put in there an AliExpress watch, and I am going to use my Tactical Frog H5 Captain Willard Homage, because the lume on this watch is particularly amazing. So I am really interested to see how these 4 different watches from 4 very different backgrounds, that being a really well-known Japanese brand, from a Swiss manufacturer, from a micro brand, and from AliExpress. So let's turn the camera around now and let's see how the lume lasts on all these 4 watches, and let's see who's going to be the winner. Okay, so before we get started, I'm going to put some more lume into these watches. Let's charge them up as much as we can so we can get the best results. But from left to right, you'll see my Seiko Samurai, my Longines Hydro Conquest, the Hamtun Nanook, which is the micro brand, and my Tactical Frog from AliExpress. As I switch the lights off, you'll see there's a big bright blast of light coming out of that Seiko and that Tactical Frog, but all of them are doing quite well. So now let's speed up the video a little bit and let's get it through to when the first one starts to fade out. And what's the first one to fade out? It is the Longines Hydro Conquest, the most expensive watch in my collection. That does surprise me a little bit. Obviously, the video doesn't represent exactly what it looks like in real life. It does show it fading a lot quicker than it does in real life, but it is certainly the Longines that runs out first. And let's start skipping it through again a little bit now until the next one starts to fade out. And the next one to go is the MicroBrand. As you can see, it is actually still holding on fairly well, but those indices have started to die out. The hands are still hanging on, but it's certainly the next one to go out if you're going to be comparing the 4 watches. The Seiko and the Tactical Frog are still hanging on pretty well. So let's skip forward again now and let's see what happens next. And as we're going and as we're moving through time, both the Frog and the Seiko are doing very, very well. Now, as what I mentioned, in real life, you can see them glowing a lot better than what they are represented on the video. However, the Frog seems to be out in front just a little bit. It is certainly glowing a little bit stronger. And as we get to the end of the video now, you'll see, it's a little bit hard to see, but I think the Frog has actually outlasted and is outglowing the Seiko. And that surprises me considerably. The Frog being a third of the price of what the Seiko cost me and being an AliExpress watch. The AliExpress Chinese watch has beat the Japanese Seiko, it has beat the Swiss branded Longines, and it has beat the Nanook, which is the micro brand in this little series here. Well, that surprised me a little bit. I did know that the Frog had some really good lume on it. It was one of the reasons why I picked it to be in this video, but I didn't think it would outlume the Seiko. Well, just a very quick video today, just a slight interesting comparison about very different watches side by side when it comes to the lume. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you again in the next one.